Coach, let me jump back to the basketball court with a direct question towards you in this regard. I mean, obviously, you're five-time champion. We know what you are. You're a Hall of Famer, one of the greatest coaches, arguably the greatest coach we've ever seen. My question to you is, have you evolved to the point where you don't feel pressure, or do you find yourself feeling more pressure than you ever have before because of the talent that you've accumulated and the greatness attached to your name? Some people will look at Coach K with this talent and say, how could you possibly lose? You better not. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I think as long as you're coaching or playing, you have to feel some level of pressure, or else you're not going to respond to the level of talent that you have individually at that time as a competitor or coach, but also to match the pressure that a team feels. I think you have to be one with your team, and so I've always felt that. That doesn't mean that's not bad. I mean, that's good, and I think it makes you prepare harder, fight harder, and be in the moment that you're in now. I hope if I'm immune from pressure, I'm going to be in a lot. I should get out of the game. I should get out of the game, but I love being in that arena with my team. I'm sorry, my big ears are not holding this earpiece as well,
Coach,
as it possibly could.
Coach, something that's out there in the media right now and fans are talking about is LeBron James and the idea that there are players around the league who don't want to play with him. We heard the same thing about Kobe Bryant late in Kobe's career. Rather than just ask you about that, because who in their right mind wouldn't want to play with LeBron James? It's out there enough that there is truth to it. I have, people hear things. Do you think that has more to do with the shadow he casts and people want their own kind of shine? Or does it have something to do maybe with what we saw in the fight with the Lakers and the Rockets the other night, where LeBron goes over to CP3 like there's a sense that there's a little tight-knit group that includes LeBron, and either you're kind of in that group or you're not? What's your opinion on that? Well,
let me take the last part of that first. I think he should go over to Chris. He and Chris are brothers. They developed a friendship over years. They've won Olympic gold medals together. And what LeBron did at that time was diffuse a very tense situation. I thought what he did was terrific and so amazingly appropriate. All that I know is I don't know who might not want to play with him, but I'd like to coach him. I love coaching LeBron. And the guy's playing. He makes everybody better around him. I do think that some guys want their own spotlight a little bit too much. And you have to be secure. And in order to win a championship, you can't have one or two secure players. You have to have a group of secure players. And if you're not going to be secure about your talent and how it meshes with a great player, then I can see you not wanting to be there. But if you want to win, you're going to have to be with other outstanding players. And there's nobody better in the game than LeBron. I talked to Brandon Ingram before the season started, and I said, you latch on to him. Learn as much as you can from him. You're going to become a better player as a result of being with him.
Coach, real quick before we let you get on out of here, you know what happened Saturday night. You saw the little ruckus that took place. Brandon Ingram, obviously, is a former player of yours. What did you think about him, his actions, and have you had an opportunity to talk to him?
I have. I was shocked, really, because Brandon hardly says a word, and really, with his body, he better not get into fights. He should be sitting ringside, not being in the ring. It was out of character, and especially with Chris, who I know he loves and admires. So it's that moment where you're a human being and you do something that you regret, I think, in that regard. Yeah. I know he's apologized, and that's not who he is. And definitely, if you had to pick one player in the league that he would not do that with, it's somebody that he's looked up to since he's a little kid and who's worked with him, and that's Chris Paul. So hopefully those fences will be mended.